On a moonless night, Michael found himself behind the wheel of his old sedan, driving down an endless stretch of highway. The hum of the engine was the only company he had on this lonely road. His destination, a new life in a distant city, far from the haunting memories of the past. As Michael pressed on, fatigue gnawed at him, and the desolation of the road stretched his nerves thin. But the monotony of the highway was shattered when, in the distance, he saw the faint glow of taillights. A car was parked on the shoulder, its hazards blinking like a distress signal. Against his better judgment, Michael pulled over to help. A woman stood beside the stranded vehicle, her back to him, her long, dark hair flowing in the wind. She turned as he approached, revealing a face etched with sorrow. With a trembling voice, she explained that her car had broken down, and she had been stranded for hours. Michael offered her a ride to the nearest town, an offer she accepted with a sad smile. As they drove, the woman introduced herself as Elena. Michael noticed her pale, delicate hands and the sorrow in her eyes. Small talk turned to deeper conversation, and Elena began to share her story. She spoke of a tragic accident on this very highway, a year ago, one that had taken the lives of her husband and daughter. Tears glistened in her eyes as she recounted the events, her grief palpable. Michael couldn't help but feel a pang of sympathy for this woman who had endured such loss. As they continued their journey, Michael noticed something strange. The landscape around them seemed to shift and change. Road signs disappeared, and the highway itself seemed to extend endlessly in both directions. Panic crept into his chest as he realized they were lost, trapped on a road to nowhere. Elena seemed strangely unfazed by the situation, her expression eerily calm. She assured Michael that they would find their way, but her words sent a chill down his spine. It was as if she knew something he didn't. As night fell, Michael's unease grew. He pulled into a rest area, hoping to gather his thoughts. But when he closed his eyes, he was plagued by vivid nightmares, horrific visions of accidents, twisted metal, and a haunting, shadowy figure that seemed to lurk just beyond the edges of his dreams. Elena's presence in the car only added to his disquiet. She watched him with an inscrutable expression, her gaze unnerving. When he questioned her about the dreams, she offered no comfort, only cryptic remarks about the highway exacting its toll. Days turned into weeks, and Michael's desperation grew. They continued to drive the endless highway, with no sign of civilization in sight. He felt a growing sense of dread, a nagging suspicion that Elena was somehow connected to the highway's curse. In a moment of desperation, Michael demanded answers. Elena's demeanor changed, her eyes gleaming with an unnatural light. She confessed that the highway was a purgatory of sorts, a place for lost souls, and those burdened by regrets. Elena revealed the truth about herself. She was a manifestation of the highway's malevolent spirit, a guide for lost souls like Michael. She had made a pact with the highway, trading her humanity for a chance to see her loved ones again. But there was a catch. To escape the endless road, one must confront their deepest regrets and make a choice, sacrifice themselves to the highway or condemn another soul to take their place. Michael now faced a chilling decision: his own salvation or the damnation of another. Haunted by the choices before him, Michael's mental state deteriorated. He struggled to keep his sanity as he and Elena continued to drive down the never-ending highway. The nightmares intensified, and he began to see apparitions of people he had known, each urging him to choose in their favor. As the highway stretched into eternity, Michael realized that he was trapped in an endless cycle, a purgatory of his own making. He had to confront the guilt and remorse that had plagued him for years or risk being consumed by the highway's malevolence. In a climactic showdown with Elena, Michael confronted his deepest regrets and made his choice. He would not condemn another soul to this cursed highway. With determination, he took the wheel, intending to drive forever and become the highway's eternal guide, sparing others from its relentless grasp. As he drove into the abyss, Michael glimpsed Elena one last time, her ghostly figure fading into the darkness. The highway continued to stretch, but Michael was no longer afraid. He had found his redemption, and in his sacrifice, he had broken the curse for another lost soul. In the distance, a glimmer of light appeared, a sign of civilization. The highway began to change, returning to a familiar road. Michael had paid the toll, and in doing so, had released the trapped souls, including Elena's. As he stepped out of the car, Michael knew that his journey had come to an end. He was back in the world of the living, forever changed by the horrors he had witnessed on the endless highway. Michael's return to the world of the living was marked by a profound sense of disorientation. He found himself standing on the outskirts of a small, unfamiliar town. The sky above him was overcast, and the air was thick with an eerie stillness. As he walked into town, he realized that something was amiss. The buildings appeared abandoned, their windows shattered, and the streets were overgrown with weeds. It was as if he had stumbled into a ghost town frozen in time. As Michael explored the deserted town, he became increasingly aware of an unseen force at play. Objects moved of their own accord, whispers echoed through the empty streets, and faint apparitions appeared at the corners of his vision. He realized that the malevolent energy of the highway had followed him, manifesting in this ghostly town. It seemed that his escape from the endless road had not severed his connection to the cursed realm. In his solitude, Michael began to hear the voices of the lost souls he had encountered on the highway. They spoke of their regrets, their longing for redemption, and their yearning to escape the town's haunted grasp. Driven by empathy, Michael made it his mission to help these lost souls find peace. He ventured deeper into the town, unraveling its mysteries and facing its own brand of malevolence. Michael discovered an abandoned church at the heart of the town, an ominous place filled with sinister relics and cryptic symbols. It was here that he learned of a dark ritual that had bound the town to the highway's curse. To break the town's malevolent cycle and release the trapped souls, Michael would have to confront the malevolent force once more. With the guidance of the lost souls and the knowledge he had gained from the endless highway, he prepared for a perilous confrontation. With the curse broken, Michael's connection to the highway's malevolence finally severed. He found himself standing in the rejuvenated town, his heart lightened by a sense of fulfillment and redemption. His journey through the haunted realm had been a testament to his resilience and his ability to confront his deepest fears and regrets. As Michael walked away from the town, he knew that he had not only liberated the lost souls, but also found his own redemption. The haunting memories of the endless highway would never truly fade, but he carried with him a newfound sense of purpose and a profound understanding of the thin veil between the living and the dead.